Do a mashup between crowdfunding and games. Okay, so what are game mechanics? Anyone knows?
I think mechanics, like mechanics.
Yeah.
I would say, game, someone has to win.
Someone has to win, someone has to lose, but game mechanics we call like major features.
To have score.
To have score.
Levels.
To have levels.
Difficulty changes.
Challenges.
Shortcuts, maybe?
Achievements. Leaderboards.
Yeah.
Progressing bars. Any game in the world, and I say
Rewards.
prize, rewards, freebies, free gifts, okay?
Power-ups.
Power-ups. And this blew my mind, because I thought, oh my God, this is a site that asks for money from people, like you coming with your project, and they ask, support me. And they made the supporting, the fundraising, something that is really difficult. Anyone try to raise money in his life?
Never.
It's hard. It's not a game. You don't make it an entertainment. So they combine something that is really hard with entertainment, okay? And they done it awesomely. And I want to show you two case studies, two very successful games in Kickstarter that successfully implemented in crowdfunding campaigns game mechanics. So the first one is, what's the name here?
Girl something.
The toughest girl of the girls.
The toughest girls on the galaxy, which is a cool company that's actually coming from France. They produce miniatures, 28 millimeters miniatures. You know what's miniatures? Anyone saw Star Wars? Yeah. So these are the merchandise. So this is the little miniature. These are the little miniatures.
This
something like, but much smaller, with like the action figures of the heroes, okay? And they produce these action figures of girls that rule the galaxy, okay? And this is one campaign. You're gonna sleep at my lecture as well? You slept all over the lecture?
I can
okay, this is really, you can put your hand on my shoulder. Ivan, you look after him. This guy slept all over the lecture. Unbelievable.
He's on camera, that's the best thing. He's
on camera. You're sleeping all over the lectures. Yeah. Okay. You take a close
Be aware if this is North Vietnam, they'll kill you with a missile, no? That's how they did it.
And the second campaign, I'm sure you heard of it, is Exploding Kitties.
Yeah.
It's a battling card. They raised $8 million on Kickstarter. Exploding, you never heard of it?
I didn't either.
The internet. Exploring Kitties.
Me neither.
Is the internet.
No, but they produced a simple battle card game.
Sounds awful.
A simple what?
A card game.
Exploding Kitties.
Yeah, Exploding Kitties. It's a funny, cartoonish style game, and they raised $8 million. So what did they do? How did they raise so much money by implementing game mechanics into fundraising? And I have to tell you, I made a lot of fundraising in my life, and combining game mechanics to fundraising, it's like milk and meat. I don't know, it's like oil and water, it's untouchable, but they done it so great and it's beautiful. So I have to share it with you.
Vinegar and mustard.
So first of all, what do we see in Kickstarter? In Kickstarter we see the campaign goal. You have a goal. When you want to raise money, you say I want to raise $20,000, okay? And you have a progression bar where all the community can see where the campaign reached to. So there is a win-win situation. If we all meet the goal, we all win. If we don't meet the goal, we don't lose, because they won't take our money. Okay? So the first game mechanics they implemented is the goal. They put a goal that everybody needs to achieve. So, and this is something very important. And I have to tell you, even if you're not interested in crowdfunding campaigns, even if you're not interested in game mechanics, think about the implementations you can take by implementing the philosophy behind game mechanics in every aspect of what you're doing, because this is amazing, okay? And this is the business I'm in, implementing game mechanics into games in my business, but this is in crowdfunding. So first of all, you have the goal, and the community doesn't look at, they don't look at it as you are, you sell them something. They look at it as they're committed to the idea, they're involved, they all want to win it together. So the first game mechanic is the progress bar and the goal. And then they have, after the goal, they have a stretch goal. The stretch goal is something amazing. They say, okay, we asked for $20,000, but now we received the $20,000, what we are going to do? Are we going to produce the product and say, thank you community, let's go home and produce the product? No, they say, okay guys, if you gave us $20,000, why don't you give us $50,000? And if you give us $50,000, why don't you give us $70,000? And if you give us $70,000, why don't you give us $100,000? So this is the stretch goal. The stretch goal is a higher goal than the initial goal they set, which is amazing because people now feel committed to achieve.
And it seems they're closer, so it's easier to...
Exactly. So they say, okay, if you reach till this goal, you might reach the next step. Okay? So how do they do it? How do they make you go behind the stretch goal? They say, okay, we have content, and this is something totally from games, okay? We have content that we will unlock, you will receive products that we will unlock, we will provide it to you only if we will raise the new goal. And this blew my mind. I said, oh my God, it's amazing. Think about it. If you can implement the different sales prospects, okay? Because when they say to the community, they say, okay, they started with this set of 20 miniatures, okay? And they say, if we will reach $200,000, we have another set that you can acquire. We will open it up for you.
Only exclusively for the people who...
Only exclusively for people that bought it, okay? And we will give you also freebies, free bonuses, free gifts, meaning we will give you also gifts. So we asked you for goal X, we raised Y, and now we open up a new set of products that you can receive. Now we will give you a whole set of new free gifts you can receive. So this is something totally new that they involved in the campaign. And then the Exploding Kitties added something else. They say, we give you an achievement. An achievement is like a badge that you will receive for completing a task. And their task was, give us money. If you give us money, we'll give you a badge. If you give us more money, we'll give you more badges. If you give you more money, we'll give you more badges. And this is something that I thought it's never gonna work. People won't be committed to get unmeaningful badges just for giving them money. But the community looked at that differently. They say, hey, we love this game, we love the project, we like these creators. So if we'll get together 10,000 backers and support their campaign, and 20,000 backers then support their campaign, we are part of the goal of making this campaign successful. And they made it. They raised $8 million. And they added another element to the campaign. It's a social element. The social element, they say, if we'll have 1,000 likes on Facebook, we'll give the community a badge. And by saying we'll give the community a badge, the community didn't get anything. They just put a badge on the website saying we have 1,000 likes. You give us $1 million, we'll give you a sticker on our website. That's it, finished, done. Okay? But then, after they raised the level, the bar, the goal up and up and up, they gave the community a freebie, meaning a free gift. They wrapped the game in a much more luxurious package to wrap the card, the game.
What was the original goal?
The original goal, I think, was $100,000.
So they went into Kickstarter to get $100,000 and they ended up with 8 million.
It's a huge success. It's the largest campaign ever in Kickstarter. It's the third one in Kickstarter.
And the people who gave the money, who gave for the first 100,000, they were going to be part of a community, or they were going to get a product for that 100,000.
They get a product. They get a pack of cards. And then they said to them, oh, now we're going to have a pack of cards, the games, that is in dirty words. Because they needed a new product. So they took the same pack of cards and added dirty language. And now, after they raised more money, they said, what are we going to do now? Now we're going to provide you the same card. You bought one game card, and now you got 2 game cards. And 2 packs of game cards, and then this.
But was it the same clients that were giving? So it was different clients.
Some of them the same, some of them are new, because they brought their friends and they brought their friends and become a huge hype. They raised $1 million in one day. It became a goal of the community. It was a hype. We gotta help this campaign. Gotta put money in. We want to see what's gonna happen if we'll raise $2 million. What's gonna happen if we'll raise $3 million? What's going to happen if we'll raise $4 million? It's crazy.
And it was all just so the value that they were getting is the
pack of cards.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense. That's what I'm trying to share with you. It's the beauty in implementing game mechanics. So, because think about it. Let's say they would have done the traditional thing. Hey guys, there is a pack of cards, you can buy it in $15. You like it, you buy it. You don't like it, you won't buy it. End of story. Bye-bye. So I think they will sell cards in $10,000. Was a success. Okay, but they made out of traditional selling a game of sales, a game that everybody's part of it. And that's the beauty. I think it's the future of sales, is the future of fundraising, is the future of political campaigns, is the future of news campaigns, because the idea is how to attract the masses into idea that everybody will want to participate in, and how you do it. You do it by implementing game mechanics, progression bars, achievements, leaderboards, freebies, and unlocked content. That's what all the games in the world do. And that's the secret sauce, and the safe is open and everybody can take it. You can take it and implement it in which industry you want to implement it to. And this is something amazing. And I think people that are not in the gaming business not so aware of this. And that's why I'm sharing it with you.
And then in the end, your best game is Backgammon.
And then in the end, my best game is Backgammon, because we implemented smartly all the game mechanics. And this is very smart, because I'll take what just Karen said. We used to produce traditional board games, chess, pool, Backgammon, Sudoku, whatever. And we made fine games, year after year, one after another, okay? And I want to show you, I don't have internet here. So the game was a board game.
You want me to share your internet here?
You have a Facebook?
Do I have Facebook? I have.
Oh, you have an internet connection? Because I want to show you. And this will, you know what? It's a great example.
There you go. This is my.
What do you?
This is my code is this one. Shit, a little long.
But
Ruben's iPhone.
No, I don't see Ruben's iPhone. Oh, here you are.
So you're doing a Kickstarter here, no? With me?
So this what?
All that long name, yeah. The password should
God.
be all that.
I will never pass this.
But when you finish, I still don't understand how they raised. So they raised 8 million. So there were all these people just gave money and money and money
Yeah.
to be part of a community.
It's not just part of a community. It's like they wanted to get the next achievement. They
Between-
say if we'll have 1,000 backers, people that put money in the campaign, you'll get first achievement. Then they got 1,000. They reached 1,000 backers. So they say if we'll have 2,000 backers, you'll have this achievement.
What were the achievements? Were they physical or?
No physical. This is their achievements.
Oh no,
Look,
They were on the web. Yeah.
on the web, just the website. We reached it.
They were badges, like you would get badges for going through stages on Sonic or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous,
People
but to be
buy,
honest,
people buying games custom to their.
But the
the
people are
character.
not stupid. I want to.
So,
no, but I was just going to say, I don't think it's any different to, let's say, I mean, there are people who will pay 200 euros to go to see Barcelona-Madrid because they want to support their team and they want to be
Why
there when their
200?
team wins
Why
and they
not
want to be
2000?
part of the community. Huh?
Why not
It's the same
2,000?
thing.
Well, but they do. I mean, what I'm saying is
It's
that
a
the
very
amount
good
of
example.
money, the
But they
amount
do.
of money that you will spend to go
200 is nothing
and sit
for
in a
business.
crowd
Yeah.
with a lot of noise,
Don't
with
see
a
anything.
huge
Yeah, you
amount
wanna
of
be part
traffic
of the
where
crowd.
you see far worse than you see on the TV in your living
Yeah,
room.
but it's a different story because you're part. You're there. You're feeling the. It's not
Yeah,
the
but you
same.
can feel something online and
That's
feel
true.
that you're part of something online too. Yeah, people have sex online. I mean, you can do a lot of things online. Yeah, so
It's part of a community. You feel you're part of a community.
and you feel that you're achieving something because all those supporters there feel they are part of the Barca win or the Madrid win or whoever happens to win.
But
Yeah.
they were getting a badge related to that campaign only, right? So now, or did the badge transfer into some other website? Or?
No,
But it
the
doesn't-
badge gave them the satisfaction. They helped reach a goal, but then they unlocked new content. They said, if we'll have 3,000 backers,
Yeah.
we will produce an exclusive package for this card game.
But
Not the baker.
did they get it
People that
automatically?
put money.
Did they get it automatically, or they had to pay again to get that exclusive?
No, they didn't need to pay, need to pay again, but the community need to gather
Gather more people
more people
to unlock new.
to unlock new exclusive package.
So to,
and they do it. They do it.
To
They
summarize,
persuade- they
typical
persuade
foreign
other people
Spain.
to take part.
So the
Yeah.
last person who put money in got
Less.
more content,
less.
less.
Yeah.
Well,
So
no.
if
No,
I
it depends
The
on the
content-
amount that you put in.
I mean, usually the Kickstarter, yeah, it depends on the amount that you put in. So if you put in 10, you get this. If you put in 20,
yeah,
you
no,
get
I know that. But for example, in this particular case, instead of putting 20 and getting some product, you would put 20, get the product, and if you convince more people to come for the same 20, you will get more content, more product, right?
This is called content discovery, meaning when you're playing games, any game, anyone played Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm a Tetris fan.
Tetris, Candy Crush.
I
So
did, but I never paid for anything there.
it's okay.
And my mom was like, I'm going to pay for the next level. Mom, no. Never.
So
Who is paying for this?
many great people that paid them more than $1 billion last year.
I think they were making $5 million a day
Yeah,
a year ago.
yeah.
I think who are those
Yeah.
people that,
Same as you
that
and me.
pay money and who are those people that work for big?
But again, I think you know what I'm trying to tell
I don't
you.
know who those people. Maybe they're the same.
No, they're the same like you and me, but you need to look, you need to take out the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not the games, it's the game mechanics. And you can take these ideas, this is what I'm sharing with you, and implement it elsewhere. You don't need to implement it in games. You don't need to implement it in crowdfunding. You might say
In relationships.
A little bit more.
Sometimes.
I
education,
get more and more.
I'll
You
give you an
unlock new
achievement.
content.
5 bouquet flowers, you'll get an achievement and unlock your content. I'm gonna show you something.
You never saw before.
Exactly. So,
Just like Badoo.
Just like Badoo, yeah.
what's Badoo?
But it's a kind of game mechanics for.
It's a game mechanics
for dating.
For dating.
Exactly. So what I want to show you
Now
is
you got my attention.
I like that game, no?
For that you pay.
I love those games.
You want a badge?
For that you pay to go up the next level.
No, she's gonna show something because she got an achievement.
she's gonna unlock content.
The scarf can start going away.
Okay,
getting
relax,
warm.
boys.
They call that strip poker, no? Something.
So I want to show you our backgammon game before we implemented game mechanics, okay?
Ah, cool.
And then I'll show you our backgammon game after we implemented game mechanics.
I got the sheshbesh, no?
Yeah, backgammon the sheshbesh. Just a second.
Sheshbesh is better. Sheshbesh we call it.
So we developed a Yahoo style platform. This is the backgammon, the pre-game mechanics backgammon, okay? So we developed Yahoo style games. We developed a huge portal full of games. And you, if you wanted to play backgammon, you go in and that's the game. You click and the board opens. You have a competitor and you play. If you win, you win. You lose, that's it. You can play it on 10,000 websites. There are 10,000 backgammon the same as this, okay? And this is the backgammon after we implemented game mechanics. So this is a world, okay? This is a world. There are boards that you need to unlock. I unlocked everything so you don't see it. Okay, there are locks. If you're a first-time player, everything is locked. You can't play anywhere you want. And there is a progression bar. Okay, you need to earn XPs to unlock and get entrance to new boards. Okay.
What is special about the others?
What others?
The other boards.
When you unlock content, you discover a new beautiful location. It has an exotic name. Las Vegas, Dubai, whatever. It's like in a James Bond thing.
But it's always the same backgammon game.
It's the same backgammon game.
Yeah.
But you want to see how the next board gonna look like. And you can play on more money. So you can earn and lose more coins. So you start on games that the minimum play is on 100 coins. And you can play up to 1,000,000 coins. And this is on Facebook. It's all free to play. You can get all these coins for free. Okay? But
So it's not real money, you're playing.
no, you're playing for free, play money. Okay? But what you see when you implement game mechanics like leaderboard, achievements, progression bar, unlocking content, something psychological happens to people. If you block them, they want to see what's behind the wall, and they willing to pay for it, and they willing to bring their friends, and they willing to do many things that they didn't care when we had a simple backgammon board to play with, and we provide them the same board as before. But when we implemented the game mechanics, the goal, the unlocking content, it's like anyone saw the karate film, the Shaolin Monastery?
The what though?
The Shaolin Monastery.
It rings a bell.
Hustle.
Yeah, it's like you have a guy that learns how to fight, and there's 39 rooms, and he needs to go from room to room. Okay? And as a viewer, they implemented game mechanics into the script. What's going to be in the next room? I have to see it. Oh, harder fighters, more crazy obstacles. How is going to overcome? It's in our nature. We want to see what's next. And if we hook you in, you're ours. So we can take you to our adventure. It's in movies, it's in storytelling, it's in everything the human nature does. Now we call it game mechanics, but this is the abstract way to encapsulate what
It's curiosity.
It's curiosity, it's challenges, it's goals, it's psychology. Competition, exactly. So, but the competition in the crowdfunding is not a competition against one and against each other. It's a competition that, hey, this is our challenge, let's do it. So think about it. I thought about ridiculous ideas, and this is what I want to share with you as an open discussion. Let's say tomorrow a guy implement game mechanics into selling electronic, selling TV sets. If I'll say, if we sell here 100 TV sets, you'll get iPhone 6 for free. If we sell 2,000 TV sets.
Let me get my iPhone back. Just remember. Just in
For
case.
free, you got it.
I'm not interested in the game mechanics.
So, I mean, I'm trying to think out loud here what other spaces we can smartly engage game mechanics to.
Well, I don't know. Could you do it for magazines or for books?
Didn't think about it.
I don't know. I'm
Well, I think
brainstorming.
they do to a certain extent. No, I mean that was what the comics industry was a little bit like.
You're
no?
right. Yeah.
You're part of a community, but
You were part of a community, but you also needed to, you know, you were kind of part of a club. There were the ones who bought the Spider-Man, the ones who bought the Superman, you know, never the two shall cross, and, you know, but it was the, you know, there was, the story never finished in one comic. You always had to, you know, get the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
It's called the
And it was,
cliffhangers. They used to close the story with, and then the hero is about to die, but you can learn about it
next week.
in the next level. Okay? And that's what storytellers say about games. They stole our treasures and they're making money out of it. Because storytelling is using game mechanics in different form.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey, I think it's exactly like that. No? What's going to happen next?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, but dividing your story to chapters, it's the same thing. You could have told it all by one chapter. We still divide it to chapters. Why? It's not. It doesn't make any difference.
Just to make more money.
Writing chapters, not doing it. If you have
No, it's organizing, it's
stories
doing a skeleton.
and every time you tell a different side of a different story, then you wish to return to the original
Okay, but
one.
it could have been just one long story.
No, but it was initially a sales technique, no? I mean, the initial novellas and things, the chapters came because they were publishing them
On a weekly basis,
or
on
monthly
newspapers.
Because
And
they
it
wanted
was-
they wanted you to wait for the next week
Exactly,
to know
yeah.
what happened. The same. And
Jules Verne, the famous French writer, started his career by selling his famous books on a weekly
Yeah.
basis.
Oh, yeah?
Charles Dickens as well.
Dickens, Sherlock Holmes.
Everybody
All of
started
them.
as a
All of
weekly.
them.
They sold newspapers like this.
That was the way it was done back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the start of it.
He wrote a book per week.
So this how
No, they
people
wrote
want
a
to
chapter.
download their
Chapter.
papers
Chapter.
to be able
It's
to
really a
read the-
Palestinian
No, also the
saga.
entry barriers were low.
But they do that. I mean, the
Entry
newspapers
barriers were
still do
low
that
if
now.
did it
You
by
know,
chapter.
they will.
By
ha-
chapter, the entry barrier into writing is lower than.
Yeah,
Like
that's
using-
correct. But you know, I see also I still see difference in the game mechanics where you have a goal. They tell you something straightforward. You need to reach this goal, and it's simple to people. It's much more simple than reading a book. This is the goal. We need to raise, and this amazed me because it's so hard to sell stuff. And they say straightforward, we need $20,000. Can you reach this goal?
But you know there are books now a few years ago also that you read it like a game. It tells you if you want to know what happened or if you want your character to decide A instead of B, go to page 85.
Yeah, if you
But
if you don't care about this one, go to page 17.
Yeah, so there
Start
are
reading
books
from
that
there.
doing
Yeah,
game
I use it
mechanics in
sometimes.
books also.
Politicians do game mechanics. If you want to see this happen, vote for
Yeah.
us. It never happens, but.
So
You know how this game works in the real world?
which one?
The backgammon, Sheshbesh.
Okay.
There is a world competition. You don't know about it because it's done for the casino houses. And there were guys who are winning 18 out of 20 games. And people bet on them. And at the end, they're coming out in the evening, a good evening, about 20, between $200,000 and $300,000 in the pocket, cash. And I knew two of those guys, both of them from Jerusalem, and they had, there was a small shop and people played over there, Sheshbesh all day long, and those two kids were permanently over there. My grandfather had a shop across the street, so I knew the guys. And one day I'm walking in New York, in Paris, and I see one of them. And he said, "Oh, well, I just made a lot of money. Come, I'll take you and all the crew to a dinner." Well, I said, "Okay, I'll convince the crew to come, and maybe it will work." So he took all the crew to dinner, and we sat over there, and there was a girl sat next to me. The girl was his girlfriend. And she was very active. And she told me what she's going to do in life, and she was a law student. And she told me all kinds of stories, and it seemed to be fantastic. And this guy really was the world best, because all the casinos bet on him. And at the end of the day, she married this guy. And they moved to Las Vegas, I think. And over there, he was shot. He was shot in the back, became paralyzed and was in a wheelchair. She divorced him. And the next time I saw this woman was as a prosecutor in the O.J. Simpson trial.
Wow.
and I never saw her again, but but the story is that that's the way it goes. Maybe you can use it because you're using the idea. That's the way the world looks at it. There is no competition except for the casino houses, and there are several people who really win 18 out of 20 games. I don't know how they do it, but because there is also dice involved in the system. But maybe this is a kind of an idea that you can use. I mean, the real world works like this.
Okay.
Well, some things in life are very simple, you know. Some things are super simple, but sometimes things that if you try to make them simple, it doesn't work. And then you can use one of these techniques.
Yeah.
And make them a bit more complex and make them work in with this kind of implementation.
I'm sharing with you something because when I saw that in fundraising, in crowdfunding, they use straightforward game mechanics, I thought in the near future, someone gonna open a platform that combines game mechanics and traditional fundraising, game mechanic and sales.
But for example, for fundraising, you get pins or you get the lion or thing like that that they'll give you, and that's
the charities do it all the time. I mean, the Save the Children or the things like this, they do all these sorts of things.
They don't take it to the next level. The next level is putting this, you know, think about it. You win like in Candy Crush. You complete a level of fundraising, Save the Children of Africa. We reach $50,000. $50 million.
Yeah.
But they do that. I mean, I don't know what they call it here, but they have one here in Spain. They have in Australia. They call it the telethon. You know, where they have the 24 hours where you have all the celebrities appear on TV, and they set the goal that this year they want to raise the $20 million or whatever, and you phone in and you.
They have achievements.
Yes, because you get to you have the bar that shows you, the money that goes.
They have unlocking content?
No, they don't have unlocking content.
Unlocking content, they don't have.
That I've never seen.
They have freebies free things?
Yeah, for
Yes.
example, people get presents and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
if you're the 1,000th caller,
Right.
you know, every 100th caller gets something, and
Yes.
you know they have that sort
You
of
have it,
thing.
you have it in like in credit cards, doing the same thing. All the you buy, I don't know, you buy 9 things, you get the 10th for free. You get points for each each purchase that you do. It's the same thing. You get to have your
But in-
personal card and.
Yeah, you know, it works. I saw a woman coming out of IKEA with two babies in her.
No. I mean, I think, you know, people, you know, these are mechanics that are not just in games. I think they're things that evolve in different things in life, and people apply them. Perhaps, as you say, having a more rigorous approach to looking at are all the elements that you potentially can include included, you can probably improve, yeah? So you could probably go to one of these telethons and say, hey, you guys are doing, you know, 1, 2, 3, 7, and 9, but you're not doing, you know, 5, 6, and 8. And if you did that, you would maybe raise $500,000 more. Yeah.
Games
Yeah,
usually
but
doing
you have to be
it
very
all.
careful that the rewards will be worth exactly what you it will be what you promised, and not less, and not cheating as many companies are doing it. Many companies are promising you one thing and you get another one. I saw it in a 3D printer that I bought it in advance, and just for,
Kickstarter?
yeah, just for the fun of it, and what I got was completely different from what they promised, and it didn't work. So the point is that you have to be very careful in this kind of thing and to deliver exactly what you promised, and not too many people can do it.
And that's very interesting. Your personal experience on on not getting what you were actually buying.
Well, it was almost the same. The material was not the same. It was not a 3D print. It was not done by a CNC cutter, but different way. All kinds of small things that make it impossible to work. And I am an engineer, okay?
That's called fraud.
It didn't work.
That's called fraud.
Yeah.
When you buy something which is not what you are.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. This is actually, I'm not buying anything anymore in fundraising. This is it.
I don't understand why traditional shop owners, wholesalers, use a platform like Kickstarter not to raise money to develop stuff, but to sell stuff. Like you have commodity, you have goods, you have cool stuff you want to sell to people. Why don't you set up a campaign with game mechanics like in Kickstarter and try to sell it? And make an entertaining...
I think that one of the sex appeals about Kickstarter is that it's going to be a new product, or it's going to be something that is exclusive. It's not something that you can get in stores. I think that's where and that's part of the...
I'm not sure you're right about 50 or 60% of products in Kickstarter. Most of their sales are not coming from cool gadget like 3D printers and all the what the geeks buys. Most of the product they sell are board games, miniatures, classical comic books, nothing new. Nothing new about
but exclusive.
It's, you might say exclusive, but I can say let's say I have a shop, I say I have a product, I'm gonna sell it only to you guys on, not Kickstarter, let's put it in first. We already kicked, we're now, the engine is on, we wanna put it in first, okay?
You know, there was one good thing that came out of this purchase of mine. No, I'm serious. I realized,
Was it, by the way?
it's not a joke, I realized this concept of printing from top is not so good, and I was thinking about printing from the bottom and pushing it up. and it will be much faster, it will dry right away, you don't have to wait for the other round to dry, because it will be one pushing up all the time. And I still believe that this will be the future of the printers. And that's what I learned from this one that didn't work.
So you see, you have 2 startup ideas here from this small meeting we made.
Yeah.
One 3D printer, bottom up. This time, okay, guys? No top down.
I've seen bottom up.
Yeah, you
it's
saw
like
that.
it's like a glue or something like that. He goes in and he just and actually I've seen it done by hand. There was a video.
No. I think if a different technique to spray it from the bottom and push it up over time. Yeah. Also, I had another idea, by the way, from seeing it. It's how to build the construction to print houses, because it must be very accurate. If you build houses, you have to change materials all the time if you want to keep it on the same stretch. I mean, you don't want to build it one and then to cut the whole walls to put electricity. If there is, it must be a way to do it all together in the same printing. So I was thinking about the construction to build it, and I came to a very interesting idea that maybe I'll try to do it in a small model to see if it works. But basically, that's what I learned from this one. But not to buy it anymore. That's the point. Not to buy any more startups.
What took you to buy that printer on Kickstarter? Why did you buy it? Because there was nothing like that anywhere else?
No, there was a 3D printer. It was very expensive. This guy came over with an idea. I am designing one. This is what I'm giving you. Pay in advance and you'll get it very cheap.
It was cheap.
Okay, so it was even cheaper than what I paid for. But as I'm telling you, I learned a lot from this, but I could learn also from a good one.
Serious, but
So you thought you were buying something really good? You were
Yes, because he promised it.
bargain.
He promised a good. You see, if he promised to cut it in CNC with CNC, if he promised to use a certain material like stainless steel, which is difficult to modify, and other things, and then I realized, according to my knowledge, it's going to be a good product.
Now, do you think he was fooling you, or he was cheating his clients, or?
Probably cheating his clients.
I don't
because-
think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
So what happened? He sent it
It's
to
a
China
fraud.
to produce it? Yeah? Then what did he do?
It's a deadly mistake what they done, because they can't make follow-up campaigns. The most successful campaigns in Kickstarter are people that made the first campaign, the community trusts them, and
Yeah,
now they can
exactly.
make a bigger campaign.
How
And
much?
they-
Sorry,
But if you cannot trust the first one because it was not what you
Yeah, it's a mistake.
how much did they waste to make this printer?
how much I paid for it?
No, how much money did they waste? So many people like you.
I really don't know. That's the point, because they don't never tell you.
Yo, they have,
No,
you have the number of
They had a
backers.
goal. Huh.
Yeah, maybe
exactly.
there was. I didn't pay attention to this one. Once I bought it, I forgot about that.
But you weren't buying it. You were kickstarting it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
because when do you pay? You give the credit card and they charge you when they reach the level, or
No,
they
if
charge
they-
you?
They
Right
charge
away.
you straight away.
Right away,
And then
but if you
refund
don't,
it.
but if you don't raise the amount
give-
of money that you,
They give you money back.
They give you the money back,
They
right?
refund, yeah.
Yeah.
But they can buy themselves part of the
No.
of the goal. Huh?
if the,
Yes,
no,
yes,
That's
yes.
a problem. You can
Yes,
Kickstarter.
yes.
I don't know.
they can.
I kickstarted. I backed one project, a game, and they didn't get all the money that they
And you-
wanted, so that I got the refund.
You got the money back,
Yeah,
right?
I got the money back.
So this could have been not a fraud, but it could have been a bad execution.
Yeah, I
Because-
agree.
How much? How did you get to know? So how did they get to you?
Well, I think it was in one of the magazines, Popular Mechanics, something like that.
Excellent PR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have their
Facebook.
goal.
They
No,
spend
no,
your
no.
money
It
on
was in a
PR.
magazine.
people
It was no Facebook.
No, but-
They spend the funding on PR.
Successful one.
At least you invested in some successful project.
I was in the magazine business.
Look, I didn't invest too many in too many things in my life.
No, I mean in this 3D printer in particular, something good came out of
But
it.
there are good home 3D printers
PR.
right now, no?
Yeah.
Huh?
There are
Yeah, there was some.
But how much does a 3D printer go for right now?
Well, I don't know. Good ones are around
€2,000 or
$1,000.
something.
Depends on the size.
Sorry.
Well, if you want, I saw one startup now that they are going to be like every startup now. It's kind of Airbnb, but for people that have printers and people
No,
want
the
to
point
print
is that the
things.
printer, let me
3D
tell you one
and-
thing, the printers are useless.
No, but maybe if you
No,
want to
let
rent
me
your
explain it to you.
3D
Why do you
useless
use this?
printer to
Okay,
some
let
people.
me explain it to you. Why do you need the 3D printer for? If you are an art student, that's fantastic. That you're doing your artwork and you show it, and that's okay. If you miss a part in your mixer at home, this material that you're printing it with would never will be the same product as the original. It would wouldn't be strong. It wouldn't be as flexible. Many reasons. So in order to get to a real 3D printer, you have to have the basic printing material before you have the machine. You have to, if you want to let's say, to print with metal, it will be a completely different story than to print with plastic. And the results will be different. So parts of your car, of your old ancient car that you cannot get any parts anymore. You cannot do it with a 3D printer.
It's more for art to print something.
Yes, for art.
Miniatures.
Exactly.
For things like
To make
that.
useless crap that
Yeah.
you put on the
Exactly.
table.
There's no use.
But you can
You're talking about, you know the expression is
Yeah, but art students are always
schmonzes, you know
poor.
what the
Yeah,
schmonzes is? Who knows what schmonzes
Gonna
are?
print my heart.
Schmonzes, useless crap. Useless crap.
Schmonzes is you have two basic ways to invest your money. You can put it in the bank or give it to somebody who will make money out of it. It will carry interest. Or you can buy 3D printer schmonzes and it will carry dust.
It will carry
That's
that.
the two possibilities. So I'm telling you, the way I see it today, unless they will be able to print concrete and build houses or make real good metal parts of this 3D printing, it's a game.
dead industry?
They use
No, but it's just still an
definitely not.
infancy. We have the same vision of it in our institute, in that, you know, it will come, but there is a lot still to be developed for integrating different materials.
Exactly.
At the moment, they tend to be mono-material, which most of the things that we use are not mono-material. Because they're printed in individual layers, then there's lack of structural strength in the vertical plane and things like that. You know, there's a lot of technical problems that to make something really useful, to make something that's more than just a piece of flexible
I
plastic.
think that someone robbed a
No,
bank with
but-
a gun that he printed in the
I heard the story.
Maybe
You
he
also can
printed
kill
some.
somebody with this one and kill yourself as well if it explodes when you try to shoot it.
I've heard in the
People have robbed a bank with a plastic toy gun that they bought for $1 in the thing, you know, they didn't need to buy a €2,000 3D printer to print the gun.
they are testing on printing organs.
What?
I've heard.
Tissues, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. Yeah.
You know, I have a nice story.
So, but I mean,
heard it for
these
tracheas
are
for the-
things in development.
Yeah.
So it's not that, I mean, these things will come, but there's a lot of...
You know,
a
my
lot of work.
granddaughter, she's 20 years now, and she wants to study mechanical engineering, which is very unusual for a girl to do. And she wanted to know what mechanical engineering is. So I bought, I think I paid for it 15 shekels for a bubble gun. You know, the soap,
Oh. Yeah.
soap bubbles.
Like the one down here, but not in the not.
Exactly.
Exactly like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I bought it is to show her what is mechanical engineering. In this small gun, the simple gun, there is so many
Apparatus.
so many things inside. Yeah, there is plastic. There is plastic. There is hydraulics. There is pneumatics. There is all kinds of things. There is a peristaltic pump. all kind of very, very sophisticated engineering in this small gun, which costs nothing and breaks after 2 minutes. But the point is that this is really engineering, and you cannot do a thing like that in 3D printing. And you always will have to do the parts, you have to put the final assembly, put it together. So this is, we are far away from this printing machine cars on a 3D printer.
Did she change her mind? Did she change her mind?
No, 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 she wants it. It's on the opposite. What does she show her? No. How interesting it is.
Okay.
That was the purpose for doing it.
I will just say though that at an industrial level they are starting to do 3D printers that can do metals and things like this.
I know.
And for in production lines, you know, where the production of individual pieces is very expensive. This is but these are machines that cost 100,000 euros to just one.
Even for planes. Even for planes, they are doing it.
Yeah. But this is not the sort of thing you have in the house. Yeah.
I met girl in London that has a company which is like Etsy. You know Etsy? So basically, so basically,
huge.
No, but not that one. Basically, what they do is they sell jewelry, but only jewelry that comes out of 3D printers. I'm not sure how far they're gonna get, but I saw they have metal jewelry already.
By the way, in jewelry, it's schmonzes. They can get far.
Yeah.
It's but the
Very far.
3D printer,
Schmonzes is like
bottle.
No, how come we started from this project to the 3D printer?
because of you.
Because of me, I'm sorry, I apologize.
You should do a session on this printing.
What?
You should start a session.
I don't know, like you buy a...
Well, I have my sessions already. I don't want to...
Then you buy a fridge
You're
magnet
invited tomorrow morning
or
at
a coaster or,
like 10 o'clock.
useless
It's the
stuff.
first one in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll talk about are pilots redundant? Do we have to remove them out?
I have to see it. When is it? 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. We have to. Shall we remove pilots from the cockpits in the light of the recent accidents that we see? What were now? What I'll try to show is it's not a single incident of a pilot A or B or C. It's the industry is aiming into this disaster, and that's the problem.
You really believe in it? You really think that?
Yeah, because I was in this industry.
Talk for tomorrow, right?
Look, okay, look, I was in this industry.
It's a pre-sale. Come on, let's go.
You've done the.
This is level 1.
Level 1.
Level 2 tomorrow morning.
Open the doors.
Okay, but careful, you have to unlock the content tomorrow.
And I need a freebie.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. I'm not going to talk about it tomorrow. My first flight.
This is game mechanics and the essence.
My first flight was when I was 10 years old on a kite that I built, and I managed to fly with it. It took me up about 15, 20 feet, and I couldn't get down because it was a very windy day.
Your body went out. Your body went out.
Yes, I was strapped to it. It was actually what I found. I found a parachute. I found a parachute, a British soldier parachute. I used bamboo rods, and I made a kite, and it was fantastic. It lifted me up, and I made a very thick rope to hold it. Everything was okay, except that I couldn't get down. So I waited about 3 hours for the wind to stop. Yeah, I waited 3 hours for the wind to stop, and I went down. Now I said, okay, I have to go one stage up. I'll make a control so I can take it down anytime I want. Okay? So I made the kind of windows that I can open them, reduce the lift, and put it on, and it really went up very well. One window burst open, there was a tilt to the right, and I crashed on a pile of garbage. I was injured multiple, the pile with many broken glass on it, so I think I covered the 25 stitches all over my body in various places. But that was the first time. But then the rest of the story will come tomorrow.
I can tell you that we would have been there anyway.
Okay.
Even without the unlocking.
Thank you for the.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
תודה רבה.